Documentary too. When I first caught wind that you was gonna do it too, I got nervous for you.
You probably got nervous for myself, man.
Yeah. The first one was a game changer, and it's the same problem or issues that Jay-Z would face with the Blueprint. Nas did Stillmatic. This is on that level.
Yeah.
It's the problem. Dre's been facing with the Chronic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Coming back, and trying to extend that legacy. You've had projects between this time, some that did well and some that didn't do so well, So what is your mindset going into this one? Do you feel like this is it? If this doesn't reach the heights of the past successes you had, that might hurt your career?
I think that if going at Jay-Z didn't hurt my career, I think I'll be all right.
You think you'll be all right?
I think I'll be all right. Now, you know what it was is that from the beginning, calling it the documentary too, I did so because it's 10 years later.
Okay.
And I'm working on music, and I'm like, why not ride the wave? You know what I'm saying? And I could have came into it like, what I'm gonna call a documentary too, cheat the minds of my fans, sell some records, they gonna buy it because it's documentary too, and we got it off that way, but I ain't that kind of guy, man. So I kind of really dug in, just grassrooted myself back, to the streets, and it's a little bit different when you you living good, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I always, frequent my block. My brother's still there, same house, same thing, you know what I'm saying?
That block that I went to?
We still got it, same thing.
That we went to that block, and what year was that?
That was 2004.
2004.
Yeah.
And when we went in 2004, man, it looked like nobody was doing good.
Right.
How it looks now?
It looked like nobody doing good until they come outside and they and they fresh kicks and gear, and then them Ferraris get to pulling up and all of that, man. It's like we've been able to keep the block going, and because it's on a dead end, and our hood is one of the smallest gang hoods in Compton, it's like a family, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that to say that any kid out there join the gang, it's like a family, none of that. I'm just saying that with with being rendered helpless growing up in Compton, you know what I'm saying, most of us grow up without the proper family structure.
Yeah.
So not having that, just to having friends and sort of grow as a family can actually be a cool thing if you take away the drugs and murders and stuff like that. You do create camaraderies, and you do have love, regardless of what people on the outside think. You know what I'm saying? We was put there, you know what I'm saying? So we just make the best of it, man. But I've been lucky enough to just have everybody still down with me, my city still behind me, my hood, my homies, and even more so now. When you came the first time 10 years ago, it was Crips and Bloods. You wouldn't see one with the other. Now it's a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? Because Crips can go through Blood hoods, Bloods can go through Crip hoods, and you see like I run around with some of my Crip homies like from Grape Street or from the Avalon Gardens or 60s and whatnot. We go to clubs together and chill. So it's the climate is different. Also what's different is like we talked about off camera is the kids, the killers is getting younger. Getting younger, you know what I'm saying?
The killers are... See, it's funny you can say that and not even stop the breed.
Yeah.
But that's the climate now. The killers are getting younger.
Hey, man.
And we just talk right through that. But it's that bad.
Yeah. And you know what you got to do? Me being 35 years old now, used to be one of the shooters, from my hood when I was 18, 19. I got to respect that hand.
Yeah.
Because the OG, the word OG and all of that, it's a thin line between that and a YG or a little homie and a big homie. These little niggas, they'll blow your shit right off the top of your neck.
So no matter what work you put in or whatever your reputation was from back then or whatever you accomplished, anybody could get it, even the game.
Yeah, anybody.
How do you, at 35, make music that these young kids at 19, 18, 20, 21, 22 can relate to now?
Because when I was 8 years old, I was listening to Ice Cube and NWA. When they was 8 years old, they was listening to Game, Jeezy, Rick Ross. So, now they grown. So, they, when they were young, they daddy was playing the documentary. Their mama was, you know, jamming How We Do, so they know what's up with it. And I'm out here in the streets, not only, you know, musically, you know, I do a lot, you know, for the community, and just on the humble, out my pockets, just slide through and, you know, hit a few kids with 100 and all that. I'm just, you know, I've just been acting my whole career, but it's my heart doing it.
I wouldn't even know that you do community things, because every time I see you, you on TMZ. So you fighting police officers, or you know, or you going at another rapper, you know. Has that part of you, that'll never change, right?
You know what? I think it's just I think it's a part of who I am, man. The police officer thing was that was a poor decision on my part. Number one, I didn't know he was a police officer. Number two, you know, he was talking like he wasn't a police officer and talking crazy, and he was also, you know, throwing me jabs, man, and you know, I got tired of it, made a bad decision that you know, I'm gonna have to pay for with some jail time sooner or later, which is all good. I'm a man, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? I made a mistake, and I think that was the last straw for me, really just putting hands on people out here, because it don't matter if I beat up a rapper, they not gonna just take it on the chin, they gonna sue me. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I have an altercation with a police officer, I'm getting sued. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just a lose-lose all the way around the board, man. And you know, my oldest son is now, who was 1 year old on the cover of the documentary, is on his way to being 13 now. So
he's 13.
He's 12, but he on his way. You know.
Well, so how many lawsuits you got now pending? That was the 40 Glock lawsuit? Was that real?
I start trial for that on Monday.
Wow.
Crazy. But he was super crippin'. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy. It's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy about it is he's still on the internet talking crazy. I'm a fake this, I'm that, when he see me and so you about to see me on Monday in the court. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Trials and tribulations of being in the game, man.
Trials and tribulations. How much jail time you might be facing for hitting a cop?
Probably like 3 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
3 years.
Yeah, it's serious. It's a little bit more serious than it is, you know. But we're gonna go in there with you know, a good team of lawyers, and we're gonna do what we can.
Your life is really interesting. I'm asking you these things first because then I want to get into what the music is going to be about, and is it going to be reflect? You know, you've been able to maintain your visibility and, you know, your relevance a lot, not just because of the music, it's because of these antics that are going on, this controversy that's going on. Songs about, you know, the Chirac song that you and Tiger did, you know, with Dirk. Whatever happened with that? Why did y'all ever?
I seen Dirk BET weekend, and you know, we dapped it up like it never happened, man. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? What did he say to you? What you say to him?
I just said, you know, he reached out, you know, and gave me the pound. I gave him the pound. It wasn't nothing. It was, you know, it was rap music, and if it was gonna go to a street, you know, we was gonna take it to the streets, then, you know, so be it. But it didn't have to go there, so it's cool.
But you did that to defend Tiger?
Let's be trying to hold down the West, man. You know, I got the Tupac heart, man.
You and Tiger still in communication? Y'all still cool?
Nah, it's a little homie. I got nothing but love for me doing this thing.
What do you make of this whole transgender controversy?
I think that, man, if it wasn't, social media wasn't as big as it was, man, people would be able to do whatever they want, man, like they used to be. You know what I'm saying? Like how ridicule would you know, Pac and, you know, rappers before had been if they had the microscope on them every single day, man. People had all these iPhones and stuff, it would have been a different game. So I kind of blame that. Number two, man, you know, I talked to him about it, and I don't think it's 100, man. I think that, again, here we are with this video Inquirer scenario, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, man, he's just that type of journalism is, you know, vampire, you know, vampire eating vampire, man. And I just think that people out here doing whatever they got to do to keep milking their refrigerator, man. You know what I'm saying? No matter who they got exposed.
So he said it wasn't true, is what he said.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. Okay, that's.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know, it ain't too much, you know, my business, and you know, that's my homie, and you know, when I talked to him about it, he was like, man, they tripping, and I took it as that.
Okay. I was a little taken aback when I saw you doing a reality TV show. Yeah. I see why some other folks do it, because they want to be famous. You know, you already famous. You know, and in reality, TV has always, you know how they said video killed the radio star? It was an old famous song. Reality TV kills the rap star.
Yeah.
You know, I have yet to see anybody walk away from these reality TV shows and then their rap career flourishes. If they had one, it's usually knocking it out, you know, and if they didn't have one, they ain't gonna have one. How do you feel like doing that show, you know, having it be so intrusive, people seeing you with your children's mom and your children? Do you think that, looking back, do you think it helped or hurt your rap career?
I think it helped.
How?
Because from the beginning of my career, I gave you, you know, my baby on the front of the album. So, and all throughout my existence in hip hop, I've been an open book as far as, you know, my love for my children and my family, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I put, you know, my woman on a pedestal and on a stage so where people know where, you know what it is. And you show me one person on earth that never had a family. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know, then like everybody got a family. Yeah. So everybody understands. And then my show like was real. This, you know, we in season 4, man. And I'm not, you know, I ain't losing no steam out here. And it's a separate entity from what I do in music. You know what I'm saying? That's my family. Like, you know, your family. You do your family thing, and you know, but when you doing your journalism, you can either you talking to one of your friends and you laughing and being cool, or you being serious, or you talking about some politics or something like that. But it's just a separate entity. You don't necessarily have to bring it to work with you. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different job. And I guarantee you, you know, I tell any camera that's looking, I'm not turning down $1 million to do nothing on TV. I just can't. I got too many kids, too many homies, too many bills, too many cars, and, you know, mortgages and all that. So, you know, I get on there and do some backflips. I get fat on purpose. Go on the Biggest Loser. If they go Biggest Loser, they gonna pay me $1 million. I got to get it, man. Purpose.
Yeah, it's hard to walk away from $1 million.
I can't do it.
I didn't know that you were making that much.
Well, that was season 1.
And that was season 1.
We in season 4.
Okay, so you'll be making a lot more.
Yeah.
You may not feel like that has hurt your career, but your career hasn't musically been at the heights of, you know, the documentary, the Doctor's Advocate, the Red album, the LAX, you know.
No one's has, though.
Yeah, but Jesus Peace and the Wolf, Red Moon, those, they didn't make noise.
Right.
Why do you think that happened?
Well, the climate changed, the game changed, Interscope. It's fucking terrible as a record label, you know what I'm saying, these days, especially the rap department. And Year the Wolf was a compilation I threw out.
Yeah.
More so a mixtape, because that was the last thing that I had to do to get out of my contractual obligation. Okay. So, you know, I threw it together the best way I could so that I can be a free man and start working on, you know, the documentary. And that's not to say that, you know, I wanted to cheat my fans and nothing but shit. I need to get out these chains, you know what I'm saying? So.
Okay, and the Jesus Piece, but what do you think that
Jesus Piece was a dope album, a classic album. If you listen to it, there ain't no hip hop head in the world that's gonna listen to that from number 1 all the way through and say that it's not a good body of work. That's when me and Interscope had to sever ties, because they just didn't put, you know what I'm saying, what they needed into it for it to flourish. Now, Jesus Piece sold like 113,000 copies the first week. These days, that's amazing. Yeah. So, us sitting here and saying that Jesus Piece didn't do what it was supposed to do, what it did for these times, and the documentary going, you know.
It's going to do. Documentary is different times now, you know, like you held the West Coast on your back for a long time. But now you got these young hyenas, you know, you got the Schoolboy Q's, you know, you got the Ab-Souls, all that TD, Kendrick. You know, you got YG, you got Problem. What do you see yourself? What do you see yourself?
You gotta ask yourself where they came from. And who was the last entity that was a force to be fucked with on the West Coast? Ask yourself that. And then ask yourself for the same MCs that you mentioned, where they were while I was doing my shit. Learning, waiting on their turn, like I was when Snoop and Dre and Pac was out here throwing up dubs and doing their thing. It's just the process of life. And Michael Jordan can't be mad at Kobe because it's his turn, and Kobe can't be mad at LeBron, and LeBron can't be mad at Steph Curry, man. There's levels to this shit. And it's always a new guy gonna come in and do his thing.
How is your relation with all these guys, these younger guys?
It's the West, man. We talking about a town where from the streets to music, to family, to being, you know, the Robin Hood, stealing from the rich, giving to the poor, just being a West Coast influence out here, you know, like the ground been mine since, you know, Snoop decided to just relax. And I mean, we talking about anything musical these days, you know, and not to take away from none of the artists that's doing anything, because Kendrick, that's my homie, the whole TD, Top Dog, we all came up together, you know what I'm saying? And Schoolboy Q, Absol, Number Love from J-Rock, you know, everybody, man. I'm talking about the Glasses Malones is still out here, Dom Kennedy's, Tyler, you know, the creator, and his whole Odd Future, everybody, man. Dom Kennedy, I said Dom, Scheme, everybody out here doing their thing. Still king.
Still king.
Still king.
Kendrick's not king?
Huh?
Kendrick's not king?
Kendrick could be, we all kings.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Kendrick is, let's not get it confused. Kendrick is one of the dopest lyricists in hip hop ever. He's just dope.
Yeah.
He's just dope. Doc, I'm on my 6th album though. I ain't lost no steam. Bitches piling up at the door to get in here to fuck with me. I'm just a handsome gangster, man. I'm the shit as a father. Lyrically, as the MC, can't nobody fuck with me. And then if I lose, I might beat your ass. So, what are we talking about?
See, you can't do that no more.
I mean,
you just
I'm saying, I'm painting a scenario.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm saying, all while, you know what I'm saying, the West been flourishing, the East been doing their thing, the South been doing their thing, and everybody's saying, oh, the music game changed. Game ain't stopped buying Ferraris.
Yeah.
I park a Bugatti in Calabasas too. I live in the same neighborhood as Drake. I came in 8 years before him. So I'm out here, man. You know what I'm saying? And as far as my legacy, like, I mean, I came out the gate and sold 5 million. You got cats who on their 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th album and they ain't even got to 2 million. So, what we talking about?
The documentary, you had different ingredients though. You had at that time, you know, some of those songs you had, you know, early on when you were selling those early records, you had 50 involved too, you know, and he was a proven hit maker at that time. You don't have the same ingredients in the pot that you had with the first documentary. You
know, before I had Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50, and you know, the wheels were turning, right? You know, at Aftermath, it all worked out. I still got Dre. Okay. I still got me, which the documentary was the Game's album. It's kind of like Disneyland, man. Walt Disney dead, right? Yeah. People stop going. It ain't fun no more because he ain't at the front door waving no more. It just is what it is, man. We still gonna have a good time. It's still gonna be fun, man.
Dre, did you reach out to him and say, because he's gonna EP this one too?
Nah, I'm the EP.
You're gonna EP it? How did you get Dre back involved? What did you say to him?
Dre been involved in my life since I met him, man. Just as a friend, a mentor, a big brother. He there. When I need him, he there. Okay. I need some headphones, he there. My grandma needs some headphones, he there. I need a beat, he there. If I need to go talk to him about life, money, family, you know what I'm saying, being married and gay, any of that, man, he there. Dre is dope, man. He's a good friend.
He's a good friend.
And a big brother.
Did he give you beats for this project?
He did.
Are you using them?
I wouldn't care if them motherfuckers sound like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I'm using the motherfuckers. It's a Drake beat.
Now, you know, it's other, you know, YG has since, you know, made a name for himself.
Right.
Is he someone you're working with on this project too?
Yeah.
Okay. So who are give me some of the producers that you're working with, that you've actually recorded with?
Producers, man, I pretty much work with one producer, man, which is Bongo the Drum God. He produced most of the album, which, you know, I'll play you when you're here and then you understand. I took him over there to Dre and, you know, I pressed play on him and, you know, Dre had to turn around and give him a handshake, you know what I'm saying, because he, you know, he amazing. You know, Jelly Roll walking in behind you, he doing a lot of production. We worked, you know, during the early Aftermath days on the G-Unit albums, the Eminem albums and all of that. And then everybody else, man, is pretty much just new dope producers, man.
Just new dope producers?
Yeah.
The 100 track, I thought you and Drake sound really good on that track. How did that happen?
He lived down the street. So, you know.
Calabasas, man. What's up with Calabasas?
You get a lot of land, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to pay, you know, $5-10 million, man, you might as well go to where you can put some horses in a merry-go-round on that thing or something, man.
Yeah, so you got Dre, you, and Drake Who else is in that neighborhood?
I think the Kardashians over
the
there.
Kardashians.
Tiger live over there.
Okay.
Chris Brown live over there. It's you know, if you got a legitimate amount of money, man, it's a good place to go, especially if you got a family.
See, I'm in the valley, but I'm in Tarzana, so that's a different tax bracket than Calabasas. Nah, I ain't quite Tarzana and Calabasas. That's a whole different tax bracket. I'm curious, like, do you guys see each other at the 7-Eleven or
all the time, man?
Really?
Yeah, grocery store, just and I'm dead serious. It's that Calabasas it ain't really that big, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's a tight knit. It's one of those communities that it look like something off TV or something, man. Yeah.
So I'm just picturing, like, paint the picture. Did Drake come to your house? You went to his house?
Nah, he came to my house and we was playing basketball out there. You know what I'm saying? A few lady friends, had a little 5-on-5, and we chopped it up there. And I went to his house. We had a pool party. Came back to mine, chilled some more, and we just be bouncing back and forth, man, having a good time.
You guys are so different, but at the same time, y'all got that common.
It's just we developed a friendship outside of music, sort of like I did with Wayne or Raw. I mean, pretty much everybody I know, man, because I'll be out here just keeping it 100, man. So it ain't always about music. I mean, these real people singing these songs, rapping these songs, and why not get to know them if you all in the same boat,
What is your state of mind right now? Just personally, like, you seem like you've you got a lot of crazy stuff pending, court cases, jail time, and that has a way of kind of humbling a person, and making you see life through a different lens. Like, who is the game today differently than who he was 10 years ago when the first documentary came out?
You know what, man? Ain't nothing really changed except the haircut and the clothes, man. The 7X Pro Clubs are a thing of the past, and the ball head, man. Ball head gone. I think I fooled myself. I think I forgot that I had good hair. You know what I'm saying? Now I got to let the weeds flourish.
Oh, you bringing it away? Okay.
Yeah. And so, now, man, I done went from super gangster rapper to gangster rapper sex symbol, because the women, man. I mean, the women, they love me, dude.
So you got a different focus. You single now?
You know what, man? Right now I am single, man. It's not the best thing to be. You know what I'm saying? I wish that I could figure it out for myself to be the glue for my family, but I don't know. I haven't been able to figure that out, man.
Your relationship with your kids, though, you get to see all your kids?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a problem if I don't get to see my kids.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't even have that type of relationship with my kids' moms, man. I'm a good dad, so my kids are there when I need them. If I pull up, they there. It ain't even if I need to see the kids or let's schedule a day or nothing like that. I got Tiffany is a wonderful mom, you know what I'm saying? She's a school teacher, and she's the best mom I could ask for. And then Harlem's mom is just, an angel too. So, we don't have no kid problems, man.
When you mentioned Tiffany, I think back to that video clip that was going around with her in the car with one of those 40 God's people. You know what I'm talking about? How did you work through that?
The thing is that's how much of a clown that dude is, because that was me in the car. That was my car. You know what I'm saying? And I was in it with her, but he took that picture off the gram or off my Facebook or something, and wouldn't use it and try to, put on a skeptical, put on something, crazy little show or whatever you do, but.
Yeah. Does this ever stop? You're 35 now. At some point, do you ever want to just sweep all that crazy? Because all that, it's no good that comes out of all of that. You know what I mean? Like these beefs and.
It is, a little bit.
What's the good?
I mean, I was beefing with 50, and I ain't even know Tiffany. And then I met her, had kids. So I mean, I met her at a function that was when I was just out being reckless. So you know what I'm saying, I can look at it like that. Like if I never, had that madness with G, I might not have been at that situation. I might not have 2 of my 4 kids. So. It's just a process of life. I think everybody spends too much time worrying about other people's lives than, their own.
I agree with that. That's just such the nature of the beast now. You got to adjust to these times, man. People want to see the game in the parking lot fighting. They want to hear the game, going at Dirk or, whoever he's going to go at. There's been a lot of shootings. Like, shootings people shoot more than they fight now. And we all come from a certain environment. You know, and we all like to see the environment get better. You don't want to see your little homies shooting and killing each other at the end of the day, regardless of what the conflict is about. If you had a chance to, let's just say, be designated, you know, spokesperson for the hood, and your objective was, hey man, we gotta, you know, stop killing each other at least. How would you resolve that problem that we're seeing happen in Chicago? We see it happen in, you know, Compton, whether it's Long Beach, whether it's Oakland, whether it's St. Louis. What would you say? Like, what kind of words would you give to this younger generation to at least, you can have conflict, but you ain't got to take life?
I would say, give me a minute. Let me go get Farrakhan real quick. And let him say all the same. Because I had a conversation with him about 3 weeks ago, and he got a good grasp on how to approach this new generation. He says the wrong way to do it is to point the finger, you know. So like President Obama did it, and you know what the government was doing when they was doing that whole Baltimore thing. He said the right way to do it is acknowledge that, you know, they do got the heart to go. Now, how do we channel positivity? You know, how do we put positivity in the brains and the minds of the generation so they can use that goal to stand for something versus knock each other down? So I think it will start there.
Well, I see you on the poster. What's going on in this new album, documentary 2? Are you going to touch on that? Are you going to touch on like the racial conflict that's been going on with, you know, race relations? When you see this dude Dylan Roof kill like 12 black people in the church, or you see the law enforcement, you know, that's, you know, taking out young youth of color, whether they were standing their ground for their life, or whether the person was wrong or not. You know, I mean, are you confronting those issues? Because you always have a social commentary, in my opinion, with your music.
I think that if you was gonna have a spokesperson in hip hop, in rap music, that needed to speak on those situations, who would you pick other than me? Somebody stand tall, that you know is gonna be strong, that you know can carry it lyrically, you know it's gonna have the right beat on the right music and send the right message that people gonna hear it and respect as a man, in and out the streets.
I wouldn't pick one person, because I think J. Cole can speak to folks, and he's gonna reach a whole slew of people. Whether or not he reached the people that you appeal to, who knows? Perhaps he will. But there's a whole slew of people that'll listen to you because they know you've been through what they went through.
Yeah, I think that you know, without taking anything away from the you know, magnificent job, you know, lyrically in hip hop and black and music and culture that J. Cole is doing, that I speak to his people. Yeah. Too.
Yeah, I think y'all both speak to each other, but I think there's enough room for a few people. Yeah. To speak, and you are elder statesman now. Right. You know. So in your album, what is the documentary 2 gonna be about? Because the documentary is still...
Documentary was about me.
About you.
Documentary 2 about us.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Just gotta press play on you.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay. I can't wait to hear it.
Kendrick on the album. I'm really excited about you know, Dre's, you know, just continued support.
What did Dre say when you heard the album?
That it's better than the first one.
Dr. Dre said it's better than the first one.
That's what he said. I didn't say it to him. I didn't say it for him. And then, you know, I'm just, you know, lyrically, man, musically, I'm just in a good space, man.
Let's hear some music, man.
We're gonna do it.
All right, documentary 2. It's the homie game right here.
You know, like, I run around with some of my Crip homies, like, you know, from Grape Street, or, you know, from, you know, the Avalon Gardens or 60s and whatnot. We go to clubs together and chill. So it's the climate is different. Also what's different is, you know, like we talked about off camera, is the kids. The killers is getting younger. Getting younger, you know what I'm saying?
The killers are... See, it's funny you can say that and not even stop to breathe. Yeah. But that's the climate now. The killers are getting younger.
Hey, man.
And we just talk right through that. But it's that bad.
Yeah. And you know what you got to do? Me being 35 years old now, used to be one of the shooters, you know, from my hood when I was 18, 19. I got to respect that hand. Yeah. Because... the OG, the word OG and all of that, it's a thin line between that and a YG or a little homie and a big homie. These little niggas, they'll blow your shit right off the top of your neck.
So no matter what work you put in, or whatever your reputation was from back then, or whatever. Documentary too. When I first caught wind that you was gonna do it too, you know, I got nervous for you.
You probably got nervous for myself, man.
Yeah, cause the first one was a game changer. And, you know, it's the same problem or issues that Jay-Z would face with the Blueprint. Nas did Stillmatic. This is on that level.
Yeah.
You know, it's the problem, you know, Dre's been facing with the Chronic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Coming back, you know, and trying to extend that legacy. You've had projects between this time, you know, some that did well and some that didn't do so well. You know, so what is your mindset going into this one? Do you feel like this is it? If this doesn't reach the heights of the past successes you had, that might hurt your career?
I think that if going at Jay-Z didn't hurt my career, I think I'll be all right.
You think you'll be all right?
I think I'll be all right. Now, you know what it was is that from the beginning, the dead end, and our hood is one of the smallest, you know, gang hoods in Compton. It's like a family, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that to say that, you know, any kid out there join the gang, it's like a family, none of that. I'm just saying that with you know, with being rendered helpless growing up in Compton, you know what I'm saying, most of us, you know, grow up without, you know, the proper family structure.
Yeah.
So not having that, just to having friends and sort of grow as a family can actually be, you know, a cool thing if you take away, you know, the drugs and the murders and stuff like that. You do create camaraderies, and you do have love, you know, regardless of what people on the outside think. You know what I'm saying? We was put there, you know what I'm saying? So we just make the best of it, man. But I've been lucky enough to, you know, just have everybody still down with me, my city still behind me, my hood, my homies, and even more so now. When you came the first time 10 years ago, it was, you know, Crips and Bloods. You wouldn't see one with the other. Now, it's a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Crips can go through Blood hoods, Bloods can go through Crip hoods, and you see...
You accomplish, anybody can get it, even the game.
Yeah, anybody.
How do you, at 35, make music that these young kids at 19, 18, 20, 21, 22 can relate to now?
Because when I was 8 years old, I was listening to Ice Cube and NWA. When they was 8 years old, they was listening to Game, Jeezy, Rick Ross. So, you know, now they grown. So, I mean, they, you know, when they were young, they daddy was playing the documentary. Their mama was, you know, jamming How We Do, so they know what's up with it. And I'm out here in the streets, not only, you know, musically, you know, I do a lot, you know, for the community. And just on the humble, out my pockets, just slide through and, you know, hit a few kids with 100 and all that. I'm just, you know, I've just been acting my whole career, but it's my heart doing it.
I wouldn't even know that you do community things, because every time I see you, you on TMZ. So you fighting police officers, or, you know, or you going at another rapper, you know. Has that part of you, that'll never change, right?
Calling it the documentary too, I did so because it's 10 years later.
Okay.
And I'm working on music, and I'm like, why not ride the wave? You know what I'm saying? And I could have came into it like, you know what, I'm gonna call it documentary 2, cheat the minds of my fans, sell some records, they gonna buy it because it's documentary 2, and, you know, we got it off that way, but I ain't that kind of guy, man. So I kind of really dug in, just grassrooted myself back, you know, to the streets, and it's a little bit different when you know, you living good, you know what I'm saying? But I always, you know, frequent my block. My brother's still there, same house, same thing, you know what I'm saying?
That block that I went to?
We still got it, same thing.
That we went to that block, and what year was that?
That was 2004.
2004. Yeah. And when we went in 2004, man, it looked like nobody was doing good.
Right.
How it looks now.
It looked like nobody doing good until they come outside and they, you know, and they fresh kicks and gear, and then, you know, them Ferraris get to pulling up and all of that, man. It's like we've been able to keep the block going, and because it's on